Ayo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Ace. This is Fantasized Football. We are back once again, bringing y'all some more fantasy football content for the 2021 fantasy football season. And we are here today on a Friday. What does that mean? We're mocking, we're talking, we're doing all of that shit. And if you didn't know that, that means you're new. Thank you for coming by. I really do appreciate you. But yes, we are here once again doing another mock draft back on Fantasy Pros. Been showing a lot of love to sleepers, so I want to use the draft simulator this time. But before we get into what exactly we're going to be doing today, I did want to quickly say shout out to each and every one of y'all for coming by on a weekly basis, showing your boys some love and support. Seriously, it means the absolute world to me. Watching this channel grow so organically, naturally, and so quickly is just super, super inspiring and super, super, super hype. Thank you so much for helping us surpass yet another goal, breaking 200 subscribers on YouTube way before the start of at the end of the fantasy football season, even before the start of the fantasy football season. It really means the world to me. And if you're new, thank you for coming by. I hope you do enjoy today's video. If you do, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Help me, help us, the community, myself, my boy back here, reach our goal of 300 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the fantasy football season. But yes, like I mentioned, we are here doing a mock, and we have yet to do the first spot in a 10-team league. We did a 10er last week. We're doing another 10er this week. All you 10-team league motherfuckers out there, here you go. We're doing this from the first spot, full PPR, 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 3 receivers, a tight end, a flex, and 7 bench spots. So without further ado, let's just get right into it, man. I'm excited. I love doing mocks. It's that time of year for the mocks to be going. I've been doing this for way too long already, but it is on us, of course, first. Let's pull up the rosters. Let's pull up our cheat sheet, and let's go ahead and do the dirty and draft Christian McCaffrey with the 101. Easy 101 for me this season is Christian McCaffrey. It's not very close, especially in full PPR. McCaffrey, in the games he played last season, was super, super effective. He's a walking 30 bomb. He's an absolute monster. We saw it not last year, the year before, what he can be. And with Sam Darnold there, I expect early on when he's trying to get adjusted, he will be heavily targeting Christian McCaffrey to get into the swing of things. So the catches will be there. We know the volume in the rushing game will be there. So McCaffrey is my easy 101. So after we go with McCaffrey, we see Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, Travis Kelce, Austin Eckler, Zeke, Saquon, Devontae Adams, and Jonathan Taylor round out the first. The second starts with Chubb, Tyreek Hill, Diggs, Aaron Jones, Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, Joe Mixon, A.J. Brown, and Najee Harris. And now it is back on us. Let's go ahead and pull up our cheat sheet here. So at wide receiver, we have DK, Jefferson, Keenan Allen. Running back, we have Gibson, Clyde, Swift, Carson. Tight end, Waller, and Kittle are there. Quarterback, we're not looking at this early. Y'all know I'm not into that, but we have Mahomes, Allen, all still there. So we could go with a wide receiver with one of these 2 picks, or we could go double running back, or we could go running back and tight end. But I think I'm definitely going to be going with a running back here. Last week we took Gibson. The week before we took Swift. And it's between Gibson and Swift here for me. So let's just treat this how I would actually treat it in a normal draft. I would take Antonio Gibson right here. I think he has elite upside, should get more involved in the passing game this season. Got a nose for the end zone. I expect that this offense will be better in more scoring positions. The only thing that I'm worried about is the toe with Gibson. But again, it does not concern me too much. I talked about this a little more in my individual player analysis video for Antonio Gibson. Go ahead and check that out if you have not. So now we do have a decision to make, right? We can either go with another running back, right? We could go start McCaffrey, Gibson, Swift, because we could start all 3 of them, right? Because we start Swift in our flex. Or we could get our wide receiver 1. I'd be looking at Justin Jefferson here for sure. Or we can get Waller. And this is a 10-team league, and it's full PPR. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Darren Waller here. And I'm going to have the top running back and potentially the top tight end if Travis Kelce does take a little step back this season. And then we're just going to kind of punt wide receiver. It is a 3-receiver league, so we're going to have to load up in the coming picks at wide receiver to kind of make up for what we've lost. But Waller is kind of like our de facto wide receiver 1, right? So if we go with Waller, after we go with Waller, we see DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson, Allen Robinson, Mahomes, Keenan Allen, Terry McLaurin, Clyde, Kittle and Mike Evans round out the third. The fourth starts with Julio, Swift, Josh Allen, Michael Thomas, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Chris Carson, J.K. Dobbins, and Robert Woods. And now it is back on us. Unfortunately, Amari Cooper is on the pup in training camp, but he could be good to go to start the season. So whatever, no big deal. I'm glad to see that Cam Akers has been taken out of this as well. That happened on Sleeper too, so that is great. But now it's back on us. But on to Noah Waller, man, focal point of the offense. Going to be a candidate for 100 catches, over 1,000 yards. And if the touchdowns can be there, then he does have the opportunity to finish number one at the position. So we got McCaffrey, Gibson, Waller. We definitely need at least one wide receiver here. And for me, it's between Godwin and Cooper Kupp. And I think I might have Godwin higher in full PPR. It's the fourth round. I got 2 picks here. So you know what? What do we got for him? Running back. Montgomery's there. Henderson's there. I do want to get a running back. Let's take Chris Godwin, right? This Bucs offense is going to be great. Godwin did show in the games he was healthy last season that he's going to be that more short area target for Brady. He's probably going to get a lot of targets. Wouldn't be surprised if he led the team in targets, but it is going to be spread around a lot. That's why he's going in the fourth round, whereas last season he was going in the back half of the second round, right? He's going in the fourth round because you got Mike Evans, you got Antonio Brown, who are both going to eat, Gronkowski, Gio Bernard, whoever else in this offense that Brady spreads the ball around to. It is a little scary, but in the fourth round as my wide receiver one, I do not hate that with Chris Godwin. Now, obviously, we're not looking at tight end. Hawkinson is still there. Mark Andrews is there. Murray and Lamar there, quarterback. Both very tempting, but where I only have one wide receiver right now and 2 running backs, I always say I like to walk out of the first 5 rounds with 3 running backs. Because if Montgomery and Miles Sanders go, Darrell Henderson's going to go, Josh Jacobs is going to go. Maybe if I'm lucky, I get Myles Gaskin or Mike Davis, maybe Kareem Hunt, but we have such a long ways to go. And if we go down at wide receiver, we might see Jamar Chase fall. We might see T. Higgins fall. No, wow, T. Higgins is way higher all of a sudden. This didn't used to be like this. Wow, way to adjust on T. Higgins. Love to see it. But Jamar Chase might fall to us. If not, I mean, he probably will. Robbie Anderson's there, Claypool, Cortland Sutton. I feel more confident with who I'm going to be able to get on my next swing. So you know what? I'm going to lock in David Montgomery as my RB3, and I am stacked at the running back position. What is this new 2 picks insight available? Must be a new feature. I'll have to check that out sometime. All right, so Montgomery, right? We saw what his ceiling could be last season with the Bears. I mean, Tariq Cohen is on the pup right now. They brought in Damian Williams, but we're hearing all these reports that he's going to get 20 carries a game. You know, so listen, if he doesn't get 20 carries, he only gets 17 a game on average, 16, 17, but he gets 4 or 5 targets, right? Tariq Cohen is like a fake pass-catching running back. I mean, he is a pass-catching running back, but he hasn't been super efficient, at least not recently. I mean, last season he was out. He was injured. He's on the pup again. Injuries are a concern. So I do think Montgomery does have the upside to be an absolute stud yet again this season. Getting him in the start of the 5th round is just an absolute steal. So after Montgomery, we see Thielen, Lamar, Lockett, Sanders, Deontay Johnson, Cooper Kupp, DJ Moore, Travis Etienne, and Josh Jacobs round out the 5th. And the 6th starts with Mark Andrews, Galladay, Kyle Pitts, Kyler Murray, Mike Davis, Myles Gaskin, Odell, Brandon Ayuk, and Dak Prescott. Wow. It's just because it hasn't adjusted. Darrell Henderson is still there. Maybe one of them would have fallen to me. But look at this. Like, this is fucking beautiful. I love this. I absolutely love this. This is so easy. We don't need tight end. We don't need quarterback. We have 3 strong running backs. We don't have to worry about that position as much. I'm getting T. Higgins, who fell to me. Beautiful. Absolutely love that. I love T. Higgins. I think this season at least, he will still be the wide receiver 1 in this offense, probably the target leader on the team. He showed a lot of upside last season, and especially with Burrow back, I think he has humongous amount of upside. And then on top of that, Sutton's still there for me. Juju if I wanted Juju. Robbie Anderson, Jamar Chase if I hadn't gone with T. Higgins there, but it's easy. You guys know these are two guys I have back-to-back that I go back and forth with. Cortland Sutton here. I love this start. I absolutely love this start. My wide receivers aren't super strong with Godwin, Higgins, and Cortland Sutton, but I think these are all guys that could finish like as middling wide receiver twos, right? Godwin could finish as a wide receiver one. So could Higgins. So could Sutton. But I think it's safe to assume all these guys kind of finish somewhere in that like 15 to 20 range, right? And I have that advantage with Darren Waller and Christian McCaffrey. Then I have Gibson and David Montgomery, some strong running backs. So I absolutely love this start. Just to review, we went with McCaffrey, then Gibson, then we McCaffrey with the first pick. Our second and third, we went with Gibson and Waller. Then we went with Godwin and Montgomery, and then Higgins and Cortland Sutton. Love this start, baby. So let's go ahead, hop on over to the draft board and see what went down after our last two picks. So after 7, we see Jamar Chase, Chase Claypool, TJ Hawkinson, Devonta Smith, Aaron Rodgers, Juju, Robbie Anderson, DJ Chark, Tyler Boyd. 8th starts with Fuller, Russell Wilson, Laviska, Kareem Hunt, Darrell Henderson, Jerry Jeudy, Tom Brady, Michael Pittman. Man, in the 808, holy smokes, that's early for Pittman. And Brandon Cooks. This happened last time on Fantasy Pros. So they use, if you're new, if you never used this before, I've talked about this before, but if you never heard me talk about it, they use a compilation, Fantasy Pros that is, of experts' rankings, and that's how they do these drafts, right? So it's like you're drafting against these experts or whatever, right? These experts or whoever it may be that they get these rankings from. So somebody's got Pittman this high. That's crazy. I mean, I love Pittman, but all right, let's look at the cheat sheet, right? So obviously we don't need tight end. We could look at quarterback. Herbert's available. Jalen Hurts is available. Tannehill's available. Running back, Chase Edmonds is still there. Javante's still there. A lot of good running backs. Debo, Curtis Samuel, Jarvis Landry, Antonio Brown, all still available for us as well. So you know what? With one of these picks, I'm definitely locking in Curtis Samuel here because it is a 3 wide receiver league, so I want to have depth at that position. And I already have positional advantage with Darren Waller. And for me, the difference between like Hurts, Herbert, Tannehill, like those are all guys that I have in like the same range in the same tier. So if one of those 3 falls back to me, like let's go ahead and look at the draft board and see what, like, does everyone have this guy's got a quarterback. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air has a quarterback. Oh my Gronkowski has a quarterback. Storm Hooper's one of my worst enemies has a quarterback. Jamarcin Me Crazy has a quarterback. Bone Rugs and Sermony. Bo Ruggs and Sermony has a quarterback. 30 Rack of Matty Ice has one. Chark Week. Ryan Tannehill has a quarterback. The only guy that doesn't have one is Gronkum style. So he might take a quarterback. But one of these 3 is more likely to fall to me. So you know what I'm going to do? I have 4 wide receivers. I'm going to lock in my 4th running back. And for me, it's between Chase Edmonds and Javonte Williams. I have Montgomery, Gibson, and McCaffrey. This is full PPR. I love Javonte, man. But you know what? I think Chase Edmonds is the pick here in full PPR. And half, I'd probably go with Javonte because I can wait for it. But that's just such good value on Chase Edmonds here. So lock him in. He's going to get a lot of catches. Could be the lead back. All signs are pointing to him being like the lead back. It's just the goal line work, the touchdowns that kind of scare me for Edmonds. But as my RB4, whatever. Throw the ball, throw it against the wall, see what sticks. You know what I'm saying? So after we go with Edmonds, we see James Robinson, Hollywood Brown, Jarvis Landry, Raheem Mostert, Debo, Javonte, Damian Harris, Melvin Gordon, and Devontae Parker. And then the 10th starts with Herbert, Michael Carter, Leonard Fournette, Antonio Brown, Mike Williams, Trey Sermon, Corey Davis, Darnell Mooney, and Jalen Waddle. So I was right. Gronkum style, took a quarterback, but now we have our choice between these 2 quarterbacks. Yes, these 2 quarterbacks. And we're locked in at tight end. We have 4 wide receivers, 4 running backs. Love this start. So now we have McCaffrey, big-time positional advantage. We have Darren Waller, big-time positional advantage. David Montgomery, great as our RB3. Our wide receivers are a little bit weak comparatively, probably with the rest of the league. But Godwin, Higgins, Cortland Sutton, I do love that crew with Curtis Samuel. So you know what? Tannehill, I feel, is a little safer, but I think Hurts has that. Tannehill does too. They both have the top 5 upside, I think. I'm going to go with Hurts. And I'm going to take a safer quarterback a little later on in case Hurts busts. But I take Jalen Hurts there because of the rushing upside, right? it's just like if Hurts can put it together as a passer and he runs for 1,000 yards and another 6, 7 touchdowns, even if he throws for 28 touchdowns and 4,000 yards, he's going to finish top 5, maybe top 3 at the position. So going with that upside, Tannehill is safe too. Tannehill is safe and does have the upside. He's been a beast since he's been the starter in Tennessee. But I could really, if I wanted to here, just go Jalen Hurts and Tannehill. I'm not going to do that. But if you really wanted to and just shore it up, you can do that because we're good at running back. We're good at wide receiver. But I do want to strengthen up my wide receiver room a little bit. So let's see what's there. Michael Gallup, Marvin Jones, T.Y. Hilton, Mecole Hardman. Where are we? I don't think. Well, maybe it probably will stay this way. Right around people are, yeah. You know what? I'm going to take Gallup, man. I'm taking Gallup. And if Gallup wasn't here, right, if Amari Cooper ends up on the pup, like to start the season, and Gallup wasn't here, I'd just take Marvin Jones. But I'm going to take Gallup here because like if Amari Cooper isn't 100% to start the season, Michael Gallup's going to eat. Him and CeeDee Lamb are going to eat. Michael Gallup's a good player, man. It's just kind of the situation with Cooper, with CeeDee Lamb. But there should be enough volume in this offense for all of them to be successful. So let's go ahead and take a look at the draft board. Scroll up here. Boom, pull up the draft board. So big run on tight end. After we go with Gallup, we see David Johnson, Zach Moss, James Conner, Ronald Jones, Jamal Williams, Dallas Goedert. Wow. I think this is because of the news of Zach Ertz probably sticking around, and I'm going to have to move Goddard quite a bit, at least out of the tier I have him in. I had him in kind of like a tier by himself below TJ Hawkinson, or maybe him and Font in a tier below Hawkinson, Mark Andrews, and Kyle Pitts. But if Zach Ertz is around, it's just a little scary on Goddard, so I do understand it. So I said it, I think. But David Johnson, Zach Moss, James Conner, Ronald Jones, Jamal Williams, Dallas Goedert, Henry Ruggs, Tony Pollard, Kenyon Drake round out the 11th. 12 starts with Burrow, Aguilar, A.J. Dillon, Logan Thomas, Noah Fant, Mecole Hardman, Robert Tonyan, Irv Smith, and Hunter Henry. Great value on Noah Fant there in the 12th. Probably going like that 9th round range, 8th, 9th round range. But still, regardless, great value. It's a draft simulator, so what can you do? But these guys all got good value on tight end. But I still have that positional advantage, so I'm not mad at taking Waller where I took him. Now, back on us. So, you know what? He's still there. I'll do it with my second pick. I know what I'm doing. All right, so for one, I'm taking Marvin Jones, right? Yep, I'm taking Marvin Jones because we were talking about him in our last pick. So we grab Marvin Jones there. We don't know who the wide receiver one is going to be in this offense. We really don't. It could be Marvin Jones. You know, DJ Chark, it seems like Urban Meyer's not a huge fan of his. Laviska's coming to his second year, probably going to play in the slot a lot, do a little gadget work, but they said they're going to have him be more of a traditional wide receiver. But Marvin Jones is a consistent professional. Like he produces year in and year out. He's a little boom busty, but if he ends up being the number one, Trevor Lawrence gravitates towards him. There's a lot of upside there, and a team on an offense that's going to have to throw the ball relatively frequently to stay competitive. I know they say they want to run the ball a lot, but they're going to have to throw the ball if they want to be competitive. And then here, I'm doing it. I'm pairing up Hurts with Tannehill. And if Tannehill wasn't here, if somebody had taken Tannehill, right, I just go with Stafford, right, and just have that safety net to kind of pair with Jalen Hurts. A lot of time I don't go with a backup quarterback, but in a situation like this where I take Jalen Hurts, like if I had taken Tannehill, I wouldn't have taken a quarterback late. Maybe I would have taken Trey Lance in the last round if there's nothing I like. But when you have Jalen Hurts, who's kind of risky, getting a guy like Tannehill to kind of be like a safety net, I don't think is a bad decision because you're not missing out on too much here because you have six wide receivers already. You got your 4 running backs. You're kind of set up. Your tight end's all set. So, yeah, that's why I did that there. So, after Tannehill, we see Nyheim Hines, Gus Edwards, J.D. McKissick, Devin Singletary, James White, Latavius Murray, Mike Gesicki, Trevor Lawrence, and Alexander Madison. 14 starts with Evan Engram, Salvin Ahmed, Cole Beasley, Russell Gage, Higbee, T.Y. Hilton, Stafford, Kenneth Gainwell, and Gronk. And now it is on us for our last 2 picks. So let's pull up the cheat sheet. I think I know what one of them is going to be. We're probably going to go with a wide receiver and a running back here. If the guy I want still there, yeah, he is. So let's look at wide receiver first. Actually, you know what? Let's just wrap up this running back pick. Tariq Cohen's on the pup. I believe he is. Hold on. Does it not say he's on the pup? Yeah, he is on the pup. I thought so. He is on the pup. Okay. So Tariq Cohen, Philip Lindsay, Tevin Coleman, Penny, Gio Bernard. That's the guy right there. Gio Bernard. Now, Gio Bernard could be Tom Brady's James White this year, right? Tom Brady's Danny Woodhead this year, whoever it might be. He's a great pass-catching running back, and he's an injury or two away, or an injury to Leonard Fournette and a fuck up from Ronald Jones away from getting some running work as well. And in full PPR, getting him here to be my RB5 is just kind of a dart throw. If he comes out the first couple weeks and does nothing, we can just cut him and add somebody else. But getting him here, just strengthening up our running back room when we already have 6 receivers, we got a backup tight end, is just fine for me here. And now for our last pick, let's take a look at wide receiver and fucking fuck off. Put some respect on its name. Oh! Rashad Bateman, bitches. With the last pick, holy shit, we got an A, a 95 out of 100. I love that. I love to see it. You love to see it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the team outside of this thing. Let's go round by round, and then we'll look at our overall roster, right? So we go with, to start, Christian McCaffrey. Then at the 2-3 turn, we go with Gibson and Waller. 4-5 turn, we go with Godwin and David Montgomery. 6-7 turn, we go with Sutton and Higgins and then Sutton. 8-9 turn, we go with Curtis Samuel and Chase Edmonds. 10-11, we go with Jalen Hurts and Michael Gallup. 12-13, we go with Marvin Jones, Ryan Tannehill. And 14-15, Gio and Rashad Bateman. I didn't talk about Rashad Bateman because I've said it so many fucking times. He's an absolute monster. Yes, the Ravens aren't going to throw the ball that much, but I think he will overtake Marquise Brown as the wide receiver 1 last round of the draft. Fuck it, I will do it 10 out of 10 times. But let's look at it in terms of rosters real quick, if we can do that. I don't even know if we can do that. Oh, no, by roster, okay. So, by roster, Jalen Hurts is our quarterback, McCaffrey and Gibson, Godwin, Higgins, Cortland Sutton are 3 wide receivers. Waller as our tight end, Montgomery as our flex, Samuel, Edmonds, Michael Gallup, Marvin Jones, Tannehill, Gio, and Bateman as our bench. Love, love, love this team, man, especially in full PPR. We have a lot of upside, a lot of positional advantage potentially with Jalen Hurts there. We have McCaffrey, we have Darren Waller. I love Gibson, I love Montgomery. I think Edmonds has a lot of upside, so I think we have a strong running back room. Little weak at wide receiver, but Godwin, Higgins, Sutton, all great values to me. Love that. I'm okay with rolling those 3 out. We have Samuel with a lot of upside, Gallup with upside, Marvin Jones too, and Bateman. So I'm happy with that. Gio is kind of a throw-in, and Tannehill to be our safety net for Jalen Hurts. So that is the mock. That is all. We are done for today, for this week. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the mock, things you would have done differently, picks you liked, picks you didn't like, mocks you would like to see in the future. We will be mocking all the way through until fantasy football starts, and then we'll change shit up a bit. But if you did enjoy, like I said, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. Help me, help us, help my boy, everybody, this community reach 300 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the fantasy football season. I would really appreciate that. If you're listening to the podcast, make sure to hop over to YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when a new video comes out. Check down low in the description for the link to the podcast, the links to all my socials. Follow me on there, Instagram, Twitter. I got crazy on Instagram, not so active on Twitter, but follow me regardless. I would really appreciate that. But that's it. That's all there is. Me, my boy, we are out for today. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Catch y'all next time. And as always, thank you, love you, peace.